Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for joining us here today on the launch of Revamp. Revamp is a very, very simple yet powerful idea. We want to help you reimagine small micro spaces in your home. It could be your living space, it could be your nice little reading corner, it could be your study, it could be your bedroom, any space, it could be your puja room, any small space in your home where you want to give it a facelift, you want to revamp it, you want to make it look new, and thereby make your home look completely new. That's what we do. Traditionally, we've had to wait for several years to undergo a mega home renovation or interior design project in order to change the facelift of our home. With Revamp, that's what we're trying to change. We want to make it very, very easy, very convenient for you to give your home a new look in as little as 24 hours and as conveniently as any other service that you can order on Urban Company. We're very excited by the launch of this new sub-brand. It's been in the making for the last 2 years. We have done lots and lots of R&D, lots of trials and errors. The team here has been working very hard. They have used me and my home as a guinea pig and changed pretty much every wall in my home. And I can tell you that Revamp passes my wife's muster. So hopefully it will pass yours too. Without further ado, we would want to get started with the proceedings of the evening. Thank you very much once again for joining us today and giving us your valuable time.
I'd like to introduce somebody very, very special. I think you all know her. I don't think she needs an introduction. The one and only Masaba. If you can come on stage for a quick fireside chat.
Thank you so much for having me and congratulations on the launch of Revamp by Open Company. I must say that as I was walking through this room, I was reminded of my mum's home,
Yes.
which was also done by Open Company. And there was one corner which used to be my favorite corner. And as a kid growing up in that house, I remember that it used to sort of look to the outside, and it was really wonderful. It was quite a magical corner, and I used to always wonder what could happen to it. Could it be upgraded? Could it be elevated? So I am very house proud, as is my mother, and I think that everything that we saw that you guys did there was truly special. So
Thank you so much.
thank you for that. And recently, I also had the opportunity to see one of the other versions when I did the ad for the other wall design. And lovely to walk through with the business head to see whatever you're offering. What I really want to know from you is that, we're in this time of our lives where, of course, I think since COVID maybe, all of us are spending a lot more time in our homes. And we're also noticing that suddenly we want our home to look like an extension of our personality. And we've all developed that personality pretty much overnight. So what I want to ask you is, how did you catch on to this, and what was the thought process behind doing something like this?
Masaba, as you rightly said, all of us today want our homes to be an extension of our own personality. Like I grew up in a military family. We would just move homes every 3 years, and the house was basically very basic furniture and nothing else. I think that has completely changed. However, I think access to a well-designed, well-curated home is still limited to a very small percentage of India. And one of the reasons is that today, if you want to change the look and feel of your home, you either have to hire an architect or an interior designer or a home contractor and go through a fairly large-scale, massive renovation and redesign effort, which takes a lot of money, which takes a lot of time. And as a result, most of us end up postponing our home improvement projects until that one fine day when we will upgrade our home or change our home, right? I think that's what Revamp wants to change, that notion. It wants to say that you don't have to wait for that once in 10-year massive home upgrade. Change a wall as if, you were to change a little bit like fashion.
Clothes.
Yeah, like clothes. So maybe not as frequently, but, it's as simple as sort of, within 15 to 20,000 rupees and 24 hours, you can completely transform one space of your home. And that's something that Urban Company wants to democratize amongst millions of homes in India. So we're quite excited by it.
And I think what is very attractive to me is that it's affordable and it's effective. And I think that, like you said, you rightly put it, that, you think of it and you think of a budget and then you think of hiring someone. So it becomes a pretty loaded effort. But what I really want to know from you is how much human intervention is there? Are you meant to chat with people? Can you chat with someone if you want something a little bit extra from what is already being offered? Or is it just a template that you're supposed to pick from?
That's a great question. So the whole journey starts with the consumer going on our app. There are hundreds of predefined looks on our app. You can choose any one of them. And if you choose one of the existing looks in the app, we can recreate it like within 12 to 24 hours, you can have that look recreated in your home. That being said, we understand that most consumers want something very, very unique to their home and to themselves. They don't want a cookie cutter look. They want their home to look unique. And they will want a different lighting, a different color shade, perhaps 2 or 3 textures coming together or panels coming together. So we allow for that end-to-end customization. You can easily book an at-home consultation. One of our experts will come to your home, and real time he will sort of recreate with you, or she will recreate with you, that look that you want. Once your look is frozen, then it's about 24 to 48 hours from there for us to create it in your home.
And what is the shelf life of these? So if there's a wall, say it's my study, and I want to look at it and do it for maybe 4 or 5 years, is that how long it'll last? Last longer? Lesser? What's the shelf life?
So this is one thing that I'm very proud of. The team has really worked hard to make sure that quality control and durability is the primary priority. I was, chatting with somebody, and my business head said that, if all 4 of us jump on these right now, nothing would happen. So I think we've gone to great lengths to ensure that the material that we are sourcing, the panels, are absolutely top-notch, best in class. And some of them come from the best manufacturing partners in India. So we've gone to great lengths and tested all of these out. And as I said earlier, a lot of that testing has been done in my house. And it's, so far so good.
The wife approves.
Oh,
it's
yes,
all good.
absolutely, yes.
I also want to ask you that, we're seeing this here today. We live in a creator's world. We live in a world where, and I'm seeing this in fashion too with my business, that everyone wants a personal touch and everyone wants a very, very, it's almost individualistic, right? To the point where everyone's saying that, I don't want my home to look like a Pinterest board, or I don't want my party to look like a Pinterest party. So I want to borrow inspiration from my own head as opposed to what the rest of the world is doing. So are we going to see a time where on the platform you could possibly have a creators page where you have different people coming from different walks of life and saying that, maybe even architects, celebrated artists, who come and say that here's what our template looks like, and maybe there's 5, 6 options to choose from. Are you close to that, or do you think that's the future? What do you think?
Yeah, that's an interesting thought, and one that we've toyed with. So I'd say this is, this space is a very open canvas. It's kind of like art meets home renovation and functionality. And we also recognize that we will have to stay ahead of the curve in terms of designs and what consumers want. So one of the things that we are very open to is collaborating with artists, fashion designers, creators, whoever has a point of view in this, in sort of wanting to paint this canvas. We want to offer the tools and the back end to make that happen. That's who we see ourselves as. We see ourselves as the guys who will take responsibility for making sure that, whatever you imagine, it gets created, it gets installed, it's a hassle-free experience. And to that extent, we are quite eager in the future to partner with creators and see how we bring to life their imagination.
Wonderful. I think that's something I would look forward to, because I think we're seeing that art is also becoming closer to every individual now. And I was asking your business head this earlier, that is the art on the wall also something that Urban Company will eventually offer? And he said, everything but the art. But the art. So I think that would be a nice touch.
Sorry, just to add, I don't think I see a world where any creator can come and create something and then we'll offer it. I think we will still choose to be very curated and partner with a set of creators who we think kind of fit in with our ethos and our brand language. And we want Revamp brand to go somewhere. We want it to be a slightly edgy, sort of almost like this fast fashion equivalent of home renovation. So, yeah, folks who fit in with that sensibility will be people that we'd love to partner with.
Great. I think you hit the nail on the head. Fast fashion, fast interiors, that's the world today. If I may ask, how much of this is in some sense sustainable? What are the materials that you've used? Is this something that we want to bring to light, or is this something that you're saying you're just testing out right now and you'll eventually get at a later stage?
It's another great question. So a lot of this material is very, very sustainable. Our manufacturing partner in China, as I mentioned, Intco, is actually a recycling company. They started in the domain of recycling materials and bringing all of them together to create these NWPCs and PVCs, etc. So long story short, a lot of the material that you see is very sustainable. A lot of it is recycled. And we're quite happy by it, because it's not like we're creating new... there's too much stuff out there anyway. So, we want to declutter, we want to reduce things. And that's one of our ESG commitments as well as Urban Company. And what we like about this is that this fits in with that theme. The material is sustainable, a lot of it is recycled. And once up on a wall, if you choose to, it can go on for the next 10 years. So to that extent, it's very sturdy and very durable.
That's great, because I think today individuals don't just aspire to own one home. They have holiday homes and they have multiple homes. And in fact, I was talking to my parents the other day, and we're building another leg of our home in Mukteshwar, which is in the hills, which became our getaway during COVID. And I think one of the things is that you're so easily bored. I think that's who we're catering to. There's a generation of people out there that are, I wouldn't say constantly bored, but stimulated, creatively stimulated, want new things, want their space to look like an expression of themselves, an extension of themselves. So I think this is a wonderful initiative. So then should we just head for a challenge? A small challenge?
Sure.
Are you ready for it?
We're up for it, yes.
Okay, so there's a wall right there. So if you look right behind you, everyone, right by where it says Revamp in black, there's a plain white wall. And I want to see if Urban Company can actually live up to everything that they've said and everything we've spoken about here. And earlier in the room, you did tell me that I won't take the number of minutes that it took, but it does take under 30 minutes. Let's just keep it to that. Can we transform that wall in under 30 minutes?
Look, to our consumers, we promised 24 hours, right? So I don't want to set the wrong expectations here. But I think we can take that challenge. We can try to change it in 30 minutes. It's going to be a stretch. It's not going to be easy. But we can try for 30 minutes.
So timer's on. Should we do this?
Let's do it.
Are we doing it in real time?
Let's do it, guys.
Great, let's do it.
I think challenge met. So you're able to complete in just about 24 minutes.